Today I'm going to share with you some of the best natural remedies for vaginal yeast infections. More importantly, I'm going to explain why they're going to help you eliminate your problems altogether. Without understanding the science behind eliminating candida, you'll always experience recurring bouts of this problem. These treatments incorporate natural methods you can safely perform whenever an infection comes about. I would suggest, however, if you have recurring yeast infections, that you consult a doctor. Unlike these yeast infection medications and prescription topicals, remedies are non-evasive and can be done regularly without your body building up a tolerance to their effects. There are many things you need to start doing and addressing if you're suffering from a yeast infection. The number of solutions certainly isn't limited to this list. That said, these treatments will give you a great start to feeling better quickly. Here are 8 natural remedies for yeast infections you can start to implement right away. Wear loose clothing, underpants, and undergarments. If possible, sleep without any underwear on at night. Oxygen kills yeast. This is not the time for skinny jeans. Avoid wearing any tight material, especially synthetic fiber-based clothes. Always go cotton. Try the yogurt remedy. Get some unsweetened yogurt and rub it on a tampon. Insert the tampon and do this continually until the yeast infection is gone. When I first heard this, I was a little unsure, but this treatment is recommended regularly. Make sure to do this laying down to prevent dripping. This is possibly the easiest and most powerful of natural remedies for yeast infections. There are different variations of natural yogurt you can use. One is kefir. I highly recommend using this as the bacteria count in it is much higher and normal than unsweetened yogurt. Never ever use yogurt with any kind of sweetener in it, as this will encourage the yeast to grow. You'll need to use plain, unsweetened yogurt. Also, cut out any and all yeast, alcohol, and sugar from your diet. All 3 of these things will promote the infection further and make it virtually impossible to completely eliminate, as these 3 things provide everything the yeast needs to overgrow inside your body. This isn't so much a remedy as a precaution, but a necessity if you want a permanent relief from your yeast infections. You'll want to drink 3 glasses of pure cranberry juice per day. Make sure it's 100% pure, not from concentrate with 0 added sugar. I know this goes against the no sugar thing, but the acid content in the cranberries will alter the pH balance of your vagina and cause the yeast to die off. Use garlic. If you can tolerate it, use a raw garlic clove and apply it to the infection. This may burn a little bit, so try and dilute it with some olive or coconut oil. Both oils can assist in eliminating the infection, especially the coconut oil. Take vitamin B3. Supplementing 300 milligrams of vitamin B3, also known as niacin, per day can in some instances reduce yeast infection severity by as much as 50%. This is one of the natural remedies I'm sure you haven't heard before, but it works great. Also, supplement probiotics. This is huge. The beneficial bacteria that you receive in yogurt can be taken in a pill form, and it's usually at least 10 times more powerful than just eating yogurt on its own. Me personally, when I go on antibiotics, I go to the drugstore and buy a bottle of acidophilus in preparation and take it with my antibiotics to make sure I don't get a yeast infection. The many probiotics can range from 10 to 50 billion, so ideally you want to use 50 billion twice per day. If you can find a bottle of acidophilus or another probiotic with 50 billion count, that's the one you're looking for. It's a necessity in your arsenal of natural remedies for yeast infections. Take an apple cider vinegar bath. A natural great remedy for yeast infections is adding 2 cups of apple cider vinegar to a bath. The water should only be high enough to submerge the genital area. This will directly destroy the yeast and in many instances start providing relief to burning and itching. Stay in the tub for at least 20 minutes. These are the most popular and in some cases unknown natural remedies for yeast infections. Hopefully you'll give them a try before getting mixed up in drugs and risking making the problems much worse than they need to be. By the way, I say that drugs can make the problem worse because of the recurring yeast effect associated with prescription medication. When you use a medication to attack the infection, you'll wind up killing a majority of the candida in the body quickly. The small amount that remains is the strongest of the strain. What ultimately happens is the following scenario. You'll use a medication to clear up a yeast infection, and within the first 3 days, you feel great. You stop taking the prescription drug and go about your normal routine again. All the time, this remaining superstrain of candida is gaining strength and growing inside the body. The ultimate result is a recurring yeast infection that's even stronger than the last one. I'm all for modern medicine. However, when it comes to treating candida yeast, a natural approach will always yield better long-term results than nuking the problem away with prescriptions. Oftentimes, this medicinal approach is what leads to chronic candida problems. If you suffer from chronic yeast infections, you need to address the cause, which is candida. By treating candida directly with natural remedies, you will not suffer from yeast infections anymore. Did you know that as much as 80% of the population suffer from candida and yeast infections, and as much as 90% don't even know it? Find out about the exact natural treatment plan to cure candida and all the root causes that allow candida to exist in your body for life. Start feeling better in 12 hours or less. The answer is waiting for you at www.candidaaway.com. Check it out and feel better fast.